So there is like the typical meal in Brazil, which is like what everybody eats every day when there's no special event, which is rice and beans, some kind of fried chicken or maybe like fried beef or something, and a salad. Salad could be anything from just a pile of tomatoes with olive oil and vinegar and salt on it, or it could be like lettuce and tomatoes. Usually it's kind of simple, but they like season things very simply there, but it's so good. Oh my gosh. I love rice and beans. I love it. I miss it so much. They'll do a lot of pasta too, because Sao Paulo is kind of like New York, where it's like kind of a mixing bowl. There's just a lot of people from different backgrounds there. So there's a lot of people with like Italian background. There's some people with like, I don't know, German background. There's some people who are from like the Northeast who have African descent. So you kind of get like everything mushed together. Sometimes like they have like these they're called lancherias. It's just like a place you can go like on the side of the road. Sometimes it's like almost like a food truck. Sometimes it's like an actual building. And you just go and you can get different types of snacks, which are usually different types of baked or fried goods. And they have this thing called coxinha, which is the best thing in the world. It's like pulled chicken with like seasoning, and then they wrap it up in this ball of dough and fry it, and it is so delicious. They have some Arabic snacks, like things that they call esfihas, which are also like it's some kind of meat or some kind of flavoring in the middle, and then dough around it, but that's baked. They also do all these with like chocolate or like dulce de leche or whatever, and just sweet things. Pastel, which is like a calzone, except it's a thinner crust, and then just like something inside, and they fry it. It's so good. Like those things are the best. I miss them so much. Sometimes like for dessert, you'll usually get dessert because you're a missionary. I had us my trainer. I was like, do you guys always eat dessert, or is it just because the sisters came over? Like I can't tell. And it's just because the sisters came over. But they make a lot of like, sometimes it'll be like a pudding or like a mousse. They have this fruit there called maracujá, which is like passion fruit in English. And they'll make a mousse from it, and it is so delicious. But if you eat like the straight up natural juice, it's also a natural relaxant, so it'll make you go to sleep. So be careful with that. They have something called brigadeiro, which means brigadier. It's sweetened condensed milk boiled together with chocolate powder and butter. And then you kind of let it harden, and they'll like roll it into balls and like put it with sprinkles, or they'll just eat it straight out of the bowl. It's called brigadeiro because there was this brigadier who I guess like came through Brazil conquering or something like that, and that was his favorite dessert, and everyone wanted to get on his good side, so everybody made it. And that is also very good. And they'll have like popsicles that are like brigadeiro flavored and like everything. They have something called, depends on which city you're in, they call it different things. I learned it as like gelinha, which is like little ice, and it's kind of like a Go-Gurt tube, except it's like a thin plastic tube, usually clear plastic, and then inside they can make it with water or with milk mixed with like a juice or a flavoring, and they'll just freeze it. It's really good when it's hot outside and you've been walking all day and you're dying, and you just grab one for like 1 real or 2 reais and you just eat it, and it helps you cool down, and it's really tasty. And people will just sell things out of their house sometimes. So, I mean, you could just like buy like an ice cream from somebody's house. It's great. I love it. If you can't tell, I miss it a lot.